Hi, I'm Val from Kiss the Chef Personal Chef and Catering Service. Welcome back to part 2 in our Wing Fling series. Last time we did the deep fried wings. This time we're doing maybe a little lighter version. We're going to do baked wings 2 different ways. A lot of people are asking, anytime you do anything fried, they'll ask, can you do this in an air fryer? So, although I'm not a big fan of the air fryer, this one seems to work pretty well. So we're going to do air fried, and we're going to do in a conventional oven. So we're doing 2 pounds of wings today, and we're employing my secret weapon again, baking powder. Usually it's about, the rule of thumb is about a teaspoon per pound of wings. So I'm just using a tablespoon because 2 teaspoons is just under a tablespoon, and it's just easier this way. And for 2 pounds of wings, we're half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Black pepper to taste, we're using about a 1/4 teaspoon here. And we're using a half a teaspoon of just regular table salt. It's a little humid here, so everything's sticking. And we're just going to whisk this up, and this is what we're going to coat the wings with. First thing we need to do is blot these dry completely, or as dry as possible. And then we'll coat them with our mixture and let them rest a little bit while we prepare our ovens. The baking powder in these recipes, I think we mentioned it before in the last wing episode, but if there's repeating, it will react twice with your wings. It's the double acting baking powder these days. And of course you want to look for aluminum free, so it doesn't give you a bad taste. I don't know why anybody would want to be eating aluminum anyway. So we blotted these dry completely, and now we're going to coat them with our mixture. The baking powder is here for no reason other than to make the wings as crispy as possible. It works 2 ways. And that's why they call it double acting baking powder. We're going to sprinkle this a little bit, and then we're going to rub it in, give them a little massage. It first reacts with the moisture that's naturally in the wings to break down the peptides and the proteins and make this crisp a lot easier. Yeah. So the baking powder is going to react with the natural moisture that's in the wings, and it's going to combine, and when we heat this, when they hit the heat, it's going to create bubbles, which it does in baking cakes and cookies and things like that. So it's going to create bubbles, and that is what's going to create our crisp crust, which I think is essential for wings. Nothing worse than slimy chicken skin. So this is probably not the neatest way to do this. There we go. So we're going to let these rest while we get our oven heated. Okay, so we're going to do these 2 ways. These are wings that sat in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 hours, and you can see how it's starting to get glossy on the top, whereas these are drier because we just put the coating on. The reason I did this is because I wanted to be able to show you how it gets a little bit moisture on the top. Again, that's the juices combining with the baking powder. Okay, so these are the ones we just did. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've been doing them this way for many years, since I read it in an article. I think it was in either Fine Cooking or Cooks Illustrated, where they did this whole roast chicken, and I've been doing my roast chicken and my turkeys that way all along. You put it in the refrigerator overnight after you rub it with the salt and the baking powder, and let it air dry in the refrigerator, and it comes out nice and crispy. So I have always done it that way. I do these when I'm catering because a lot of times I don't want to be hauling a heavy commercial fryer and tons of oil to cook them. So this is the easier way to do it. But I've been noticing a lot of videos now that they're using that air fry method as well, or the oven method as well, and they're just cooking them, coating them and cooking them right off the bat. I'm thinking it's got to have time to react with the wings, with the skin, in order to get that super crispiness. But there really isn't that much difference in crispiness. I did test this out before. So we're going to fry both of these today. We have 2 pounds, 1 pound that I just coated now and 1 pound that I coated earlier. We're going to turn on the oven. I will be right back. Okay, so this batch we're going to be doing in the air fryer. I've got it set to 450 degrees. Most of the recipes you're going to see for the air fryer call for 400 degrees. That's way too low because it doesn't crisp it as fast, which means the meat overcooks. So the reason that those air fryers, the ones with the, the Teflon coated basket inside, there's mostly plastic and they can't heat up that high. So this one is all metal, as is the basket. And I also like this better because more air goes through it, it cooks more evenly. So we're going to put these into 450-degree oven, air fryer, in the middle rack. And we're going to cook those for about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to check them, and then we're going to flip them halfway through. Now, I've also got another batch in the regular oven at 450 degrees on the upper middle rack, and that is going to sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll double check it around 15 minutes just to make sure it's okay. And then we're going to just flip those around to see how much longer we need. Usually it takes about 15 to 20 minutes longer in the regular oven. We're going to check back with that in just a few minutes. And today we're doing them in a garlic parmesan sauce. So that's why we added the garlic powder to the recipe for the wings. You can just, if you're just going to do another kind of sauce with them, I'd also made a lemongrass sauce, which we featured in another video. Then you would probably just want to do the seasoning with salt and the baking powder and pepper. What we have for the sauce is 4 tablespoons of butter, salted butter, and 4 large garlic cloves. You can use more, to your taste, or less, and 4 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. We're just going to add a little bit of chopped parsley for color, no other purpose, but you can also add Italian herbs if you want to. It would be delicious with freshly, very finely sliced rosemary. We'll chop the parsley and we'll put that into the mix. This is a very simple throw together sauce because you don't need a saucepan or anything like that. We're just going to melt the garlic and the Parmesan in the microwave. And there's garlic powder on the wings, which will give it a little bit more of a mellow garlic flavor, and then the more pungent on the outside with the wings. We're just going to put this in here. And the garlic, I'm going to grate the garlic rather than chop it because it'll disperse better in the butter and cover the wings more fully. So we're going to grate this here. If you have a garlic press, you can use that as well. I just find the grater a lot easier to clean than garlic press. There's a lot of cursing going on when I'm trying to clean my garlic. Okay, so our wings are almost ready. All I'm going to do is take the garlic butter that we prepared before, put it in the microwave until it starts to get fragrant, and then butter melts, and then we'll be ready to coat our wing. We'll be right back. All right, so the first batch in the oven came out, and we're waiting for the one in the air fryer, which is ready now. Here we have our air fryer wings. This is one of the oven fried ones, and you can hear that it is crispy. While testing these, there's no difference. The ones on the left of each batch were the ones that we had cooked, that we had coated and let rest for a few hours, and the ones on the right were the ones we just coated before cooking. Anyway, and they seem just as crispy. You can hear both of them are crispy. So we're going to put them all in one bowl and sauce them. And it's lunchtime for us over here anyway. Cooking them in the oven this way, you can just leave them with a dry coating. There's all kinds of flavorings that you can use. Lemon pepper with a little garlic powder and maybe some herbs. Okay, so we have the garlic butter that we microwaved. We're just going to give that a quick toss. Going to pour it over the wings and give that a little toss. And then we'll add our 4 tablespoons of the Parmesan cheese. Oh, it smells wonderful in here. My house must always smell like garlic. Anytime we walk into an Italian restaurant or any place that's cooking with garlic, everybody always says, "It smells like your house, Val." Anyway, so we're going to sprinkle this on, give it another toss, and then we'll plate them. They smell wonderful. All right, we're going to just put these in a bowl or a platter if you have either one, and then dust them with the rest of the Parmesan cheese. And now, again, my favorite part of the video, so I'm going to give it a taste test. This one looks like a good candidate. crispy. Oh, these are very good. Honestly, these are really delicious. Give this a try. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and feel free to share it with friends. Thanks for watching.